Okay. So now let's discuss about the hedge funds and due diligence. So due diligence is nothing but before investing into something or before putting your money into some investment option, it is better you should definitely do a proper background check. Okay, in what you are investing and whether what you're investing is a proper investment option, legally it is right, like historically it is right. Everything should be correct. Everything should be up to the mark and confidence building so that you may invest in it. Okay, that is only possible through due diligence. Now, so selecting hedge funds requires significant investigation of the available funds. What are the hedge funds available? And see, hedge funds are less transparent. There is like less, they won't give you all the information about their strategies, correct? Just a second.
Yeah.
So the fact that the regulatory requirements for hedge fund disclosures are minimal. See, the regulatory requirements, there is no strong regulation that hedge funds should disclose everything about their strategies, what they're doing. That poses a additional challenge for you in your due diligence process. That keeps you puzzling or makes you to think a lot before investing your money into the hedge funds. Now, so a partial list of factors to consider when selecting a hedge fund or fund of funds includes an examination of funds, investment strategy, the process, competitive advantages of selecting a hedge fund when compared to open end fund or closed end fund, okay, or a general mutual fund, okay. Then what were the historical returns that fund has given you in the previous past, or to the others who have invested in them, what kind of benefits they got, longevity, how much time it will take for you to keep your money in it, maintain your money in it, valuation and return calculation methods, how they value and return and calculate the returns and tell you. So we have already discussed in statistics about arithmetic return mean, geometric mean. So they tell you the mean or average return. So how do they calculate and tell you? And what you should believe, it will be what you should believe with firmity, okay. And amount of assets under management, how much assets they hold, management style of functioning, key person risk, reputation of that fund in itself, growth plans, systems for risk management, how do they manage the risk, and appropriateness of benchmarks. That means whether they are matching the benchmark, whether such kind of funds in what you are investing is really matching the, suppose you if someone asks you a question, what should be a required rate of return from an investment option, you know many of the methods, okay. Suppose CAPM, this is a method which tells you about the required rate of return. So whether from a fund, I'm not telling that CAPM would give an answer for this, what kind of investment returns you are satisfied with, or what they are promising, or what, like, are they linked to some, like how they kind of has given you a promise that they will deliver with respect to a client, and or you, or what returns they are giving, and whether it is matching the standards or not, whether minimum returns you're getting or not. That's what I mean to say. Private equity क्या होता है सर? Private equity is nothing but, let's see a small story. So I think did you hear about the Blackstone projects, Blackstone company?
Hmm. Blackstone, BlackRock.
Hello.
Yeah, Jen.
Yeah, Blackstone is a famous private equity firm. Okay,
Okay.
many people like they have employed a lot of people, and many people work in that company. So I'll tell you, प्राइवेट इक्विटी कुछ भी नहीं है सर. वेल्थी इंडिविजुअल्स और इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स वो लोग क्या करते, ग्रुप बना के अपना पैसा एक जगह पे सब लोग एक्यूमुलेट करके इन्वेस्टमेंट्स करते हैं. दैट इज प्राइवेट इक्विटी. सो प्राइवेट इक्विटी और किस में अपना पैसा लगाते हैं? इन सच स्टॉक्स विच आर नॉट लिस्टेड. अब जैसे लिस्टेड कंपनीज कैन गेट देयर फंड्स फ्रॉम होम, फ्रॉम पब्लिक. अनलिस्टेड कंपनीज को पैसा कहां से आएगा? प्राइवेट इक्विटी.
Okay.
Either you put your money, either the private equity firms will do that for you. So how is that? Let us see.
Mhm.
Private equity is a
So,
major subset. Hello.
yeah, carry on.
Yeah. Private equity is a major subset of a larger, more complex piece of financial landscape known as private markets. Private equity is a form of financing where money or capital is invested into a company. Of course, typically, PE investments are made into mature businesses in traditional industries in exchange for equity or ownership stake. That means you invest in bulk, you get your ownership in that. Like venture capitalists are not private equity exactly, they are a kind of private equity. Like you see a lot of startups, they struggle for funds. So these venture capitalists, they fund into it. These are rich individuals like cricketers, industrialists, okay, pension funds. Like in India, we have LIC company. They have a lot of funds. They invest. So PE firms invest in businesses with the goal of increasing their value over time before eventually selling the company at a profit. So what they do? They invest in businesses with the goal of increasing their value. That means they invest and the value of that company grows, definitely their investment also grows. Okay, investment value also grows. Similar to venture capital firms. So PE firms use capital raised from limited partners to invest in promising private companies. Okay, what is that I said? So some peoples they partner with each other and invest their money into some good promising private companies. Unlike venture capitalists, PE firms often take a majority stake. सो वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट क्या करता है? 10% 20% ले लेता. आप क्या करते हैं? 50% या उससे ज़्यादा का स्टेक लेते हैं उसमें. So private equity firms usually have majority ownership of multiple companies at once. A firm's array of companies is called its portfolio. तो सर क्या होता है इसमें? Suppose a private equity firm. So उनका there are three companies in which they have invested. Company A is also their portfolio. Company B is called their portfolio. Company C is called their portfolio. Got it? That is the structure. Hello.
Okay.
That kind of structure they have. कैसा होता है? There is this private equity firm. इनका तीन जगह इन्वेस्टमेंट करे. So this is what? Company A, Company B, Company C. So ये Company A क्या है उसके लिए? Portfolio 1, Portfolio 2, Portfolio 3. Now, अब देखिए, investors working at a private equity firm are called private equity investors. And as of 2017, there were this much active PE investors, which is 51% increase since 2007. So many people are going into this. अब जैसे Blackstone Group, headquartered in New York, the investment firm invests in private equity, real estate and more. अब आप देखो सर, हाईटेक सिटी में मैक्सिमम प्रोजेक्ट्स में ब्लैकस्टोन का इन्वेस्टमेंट है.
Mhm. Okay.
ये डेटा आपके पास रहना सर.
कौन सा Blackstone?
इसमें कौन है देखो सर, ये ब्लैकस्टोन में है कौन? हु आर देयर इन दिस ब्लैकस्टोन? सी, इट्स ए कॉर्पोरेट प्राइवेट इक्विटी. उसका उसका मार्केट वैल्यू देखो.
Billion. Okay. Oh my God.
They have this much dollar to invest, my god, and they have 95 portfolio companies.
Yeah.
Does it seem a small company? No, no ways. अच्छा company है ये. Say investment firm. If you become a CFA, you can definitely explore into this.
We should crack this company.
With a positive approach, we can easily crack.
Yes. इस पे जा रहे हैं. Blackstone.
Yeah, Blackstone.
I heard about BlackRock.
There is nothing we cannot crack, sir. We can easily crack. थोड़ा अच्छा time दे दी तो बस. And the way we are exploring and going in deep, there is no way कि हम crack नहीं कर सकते. आराम से crack कर सकते.
Yeah.
See, sir, this is world's largest private equity firm by capital commitments as ranked by Private Equity International. The firm invests from minority investments, corporate partnerships. बहुत से लोग इसमें इसके साथ कोलैबोरेट करके इन्वेस्ट करते हैं. कॉर्पोरेट पार्टनर्स, बहुत सारे पार्टनर्स बन के इसके साथ मिलके इन्वेस्ट करते हैं. इंडस्ट्री कंसोलिडेशंस, ऐसा स्टार्टअप्स को भी दे प्रोवाइड फंड्स. And when India's economy is growing, these guys invest more and more. High-tech city में maximum companies जो real estate जो projects चल रहा है, these guys are funding.
Okay.
There are still more companies to see. So Service King, Optiv, ये सब में ये सब this Service King, Optiv and Change Healthcare are portfolio companies under Blackstone. Okay, and CR Blackstone Group profile preview, you can see that. इतना इन्वेस्टमेंट्स है, इतना कंपनीज है, एग्जिट्स है. ये सब कार्लाइल ग्रुप, हार्बर वेस्ट पार्टनर्स, ओके, बॉस्टन का कंपनी है. दिस गाइज आर आल्सो दिस. सो लेट अस सी हाउ दिस गाइज वर्क. उसके बाद हमारा ये कॉन्सेप्ट ही खत्म है सर.
Okay.
To invest in a company, private equity investors raise pools of capital. So please understand sir, क्या करते हैं लोग?
Okay. Raise capital.
एक कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट करना है. द टारगेट कंपनी इज द जिसमें इन्वेस्ट करना है वो टारगेट है. उसमें इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए क्या करते हैं लोग? पूल्स ऑफ फंड्स, कैपिटल रेस करते. मतलब लिमिटेड पार्टनर्स, बहुत सारे लोग इनके पार्टनर्स बनते सर. और वो लोग क्या करते हैं? अपना पैसा लेके आते और फंड में डालते. इसको प्राइवेट इक्विटी फंड भी बोलते. जितना फंड चाहिए वो फंड रेजिंग होने के बाद वो लोग फंड को क्लोज कर देते एंड ये पैसे को लेके पोर्टफोलियो में लगाते, यानी कंपनीज में लगा देते, जो कंपनी में दिस गाइस थिंक विच विल गिव देम गुड रिटर्न्स. करेक्ट? मतलब डायरेक्टली पर्सनल इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करके मिलके कर रहे सर, ग्रुप में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे. Sir, you, me, and your friends, and my friends, and our relatives all can also form such a private equity company, okay, and invest in some potential companies. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can do this. But the thing is, these guys, इनका बहुत बड़े-बड़े companies हैं इनके साथ, okay. So PE investors may invest in a company that's stagnant. मतलब these guys take advantage. सस्ते में कौन सा कंपनी मिल रहा या पोटेंशियली डिस्ट्रेस्ड है, लेकिन that shows a sign of good growth potential. Although the structure of investments can vary, the most common deal type is leveraged buyout or LBO. That means you are buying out. उसको funds लगा के आप खरीद भी ले रहे हो या आप उसको लोन दे रहे हो बहुत सारा, नहीं पे कर सकता तो भी खरीद लेते हैं. So in a leveraged buyout, that leverage is nothing but you got a good advantage of buying that company. You are taking advantage of that, leverage of that.
Okay.
So an investor purchases a controlling stake in a company using a combination of equity and a significant amount of debt. As I said, you loan provide karna, correct? Wherever you hear this word leverage, you are speaking about
Debt.
This is the only finance which can give you some good advantages. You can take advantage of this. Why? Because you have a fixed cost of this. fixed interest. You are paying a minimal fixed interest and you're taking a good advantage. That means whose risk is whose risk, the guy who's giving you loan, it is his risk, not your risk.
Hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
Your risk only arises when your revenues are less, where you can go bankrupt. That's it. अगर आपका रेवेन्यू 5 lakhs है और आपका फिक्स्ड इंटरेस्ट 10,000 है, डू यू हैव एनी रिस्क? नो.
No.
So you can like purchase a company with a combination of equity and debt. Equity matlab some people are taking ownership in that by putting their money directly, and then some funds you are raising in the form of debt. Okay, combination of equity and debt. So
Mhm.
which will be repaid by the company. In the interim, the investor works to improve profitability so that the debt repayment is less of a financial burden for the company. I just said you. So when a P firm sells one of its portfolio companies to another company or investor, the firm usually makes a profit and distributes returns to the limited partners that invested in its fund. Some private equity backed companies may also go public. That's what. मतलब अगर आपके पास बहुत सारा स्टॉक्स है, if you are a private equity company, आपका एक पोर्टफोलियो है, उसमें आपका पूरा इन्वेस्टमेंट है, ठीक है ना? नाउ इफ यू थिंक दैट यू वांट टू लिस्ट इट एंड सेल द शेयर्स टू पब्लिक, यू कैन मेक इट पब्लिक आल्सो. करेक्ट?
Okay.
वेयर बाय यू, देखो सर, 5 पार्टनर्स मिलके कंपनी स्टार्ट करे,
हाँ.
कंपनी बहुत बड़ा हो गया. अब आपको क्या करना है? अपना कंपनी को बेच के पैसा निकालना है, पब्लिक को बेच दो.
Hmm. Yes.
I already explained you about the difference between the venture capital and private equity. Venture capital is only for startups basically.
Okay.
Here you can see PE firms often invest in mature businesses in traditional industries using capital committed from LPs. PE investors, that is like limited partners, invest in promising companies, typically taking majority, that is more than 50% stake. They can sell it to another company also or to public. Anyways, it works. Venture capital, much of the investment is done in young companies like seed funding. They act as angel investors and less than 50% stake. They take a minority stake. अच्छा प्रॉफिट कम अपना जो भी लगाया रिकवर कर लेते हैं, प्रॉफिट्स भी एंजॉय करते हैं, उसके बाद दूसरे कंपनी में चले जाते हैं अपना अपना स्टेक बेचकर.
Okay.
नेक्स्ट सर, ये हो गया आपका प्राइवेट इक्विटी इज डन. मेजेन फाइनेंसिंग इज नथिंग बट व्हाट? डेट और प्रिफर्ड शेयर्स दैट आर सबऑर्डिनेट टू हाई यील्ड बॉन्ड्स. मतलब आइदर यू कैन रेज फंड्स बाय इशूइंग बॉन्ड्स. मतलब आप क्या कर सकते हैं सर, इसमें एक कंपनी में, टारगेट कंपनी में आपको पैसा लगाना है तो आप क्या कर सकते हैं? आप कोई आप आपके पास जो एसेट्स है उसका बॉन्ड बना के बेच के वो पैसा यहाँ दे सकते हैं. नहीं तो ये कंपनी को डेट फाइनेंस भी दे सकते हैं, आप आपके पास से भी दे सकते हैं,
Mhm.
और प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स के फॉर्म में भी पैसा दे सकते हैं.
Okay. ये डेट फाइनेंस कैसे दे सकते हैं कंपनी को, हमें तो
हेलो,
या डेट फाइनेंस कैसे दे सकते हैं हम हमारे
आप
तरफ से?
लोन दे दो ना सर. आपको अब एक 50 करोड़ देने का है, कंपनी को खरीदना है,
ओके.
तो आप 30 करोड़ का इक्विटी दे दो, 20 करोड़ का लोन दे दो.
ओके.
डेट भी दे सकते हैं ना सर, लेवरेज बायआउट्स. हेलो.
या. यस, यस.
And how come you can exit? Either you can sell your investments, I can either you can issue the shares to आपका जो भी कंपनी है
शेयर्स
उसका शेयर
आईपी.
पब्लिक को बेच सकते हैं, सेकेंडरी सेल कर सकते हैं, आप पूरा बेच के अपना पैसा ले सकते हैं. ओके.
ओके.
एंड आपका
एक्चुअल.
इक्विटी बेच के डेट मतलब किसी से लोन लेके कंपनी में लगा सकते हैं.
ओके.
हो गया सर. Private equity potential benefit and risk. There is evidence that over last 20 years, returns on private equity funds have been higher on average than overall stock returns. मतलब क्या हुआ सर? इनको अच्छा रिटर्न्स मिल रहा है. ओके. लेस देन ए परफेक्ट कोरिलेशन ऑफ प्राइवेट इक्विटी रिटर्न्स विद ट्रेडिशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट. मतलब प्राइवेट इक्विटी रिटर्न्स ज़्यादा हाई है. ओके. एंड नॉर्मल अगर आप इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हो, फाइन,
Mm-hmm.
Traditional investment, like if you purchase stocks, that means, sir, instead of investing directly by buying the stock of a company, you are forming a private equity firm, and you are funding in a company in a bigger way, bulk investment, by taking more than 50% stakes in that. So ज़्यादा पैसा, there you will get only dividends in traditional investment, and when the stocks are sold, then you can think of getting good capital appreciation. That means आपका जो पैसा लगाया investment appreciate होगा. But these guys enjoy the profits also, no sir, and their stock value also rises, correct? The company in which they invested, उसका भी तो value बढ़ेगा ना, value भी बढ़ेगा, profit भी enjoy करेगा, correct? So it is, they earn more when compared to traditional investment.
Okay.
And they also enjoy a benefit, suppose I have invested in 5 companies, so those are my portfolio 1, portfolio 2, portfolio 3, portfolio 4, portfolio 5. I have diversified my investment, so I am getting diversification benefits. Even if this is not performing, this may perform at least, correct?
Mm. Yes.
The standard deviation of private equity returns have been higher than standard deviation of equity index returns. मतलब इनका रिस्क भी ज्यादा है. स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन मतलब इनका रिस्क भी ज्यादा है, because they are investing in some companies which may give them potential returns, good potential returns. वो established company नहीं है, those are new companies, correct? New in the sense they will invest in well established companies only, but some company wants to explore into some new area whereby they have less experience. वहां पैसा लगाएंगे तो कैसा रहेगा सर? And all the blue chip companies, the topmost companies you will see in the index stock market. So definitely these guys take a higher risk when compared to investing in, when compared to someone who exists, who invest in the stock market, in stock index. Okay.
Yeah.
Hedge fund returns data, private equity data may suffer from survivorship bias, and black and backfill bias both lead to overstated returns. मतलब ये क्या करना है, इनको सर्वाइव करना है सर. तो ज्यादातर क्या करते हैं ये लोग, दे शो good returns always in their books. They kind of create in such a way. Because portfolio companies are revalued infrequently, reported standard deviations of returns and correlation of returns with equity returns may both be biased downward. मतलब equity returns of some company are always like frequently they will revalue and report the things. But here these guys, they just don't disclose things much often. They kind of hide things. Because these are private equity companies, correct? They are not that much regulated and scrutinized. They invest in some companies which are not listed companies, basically. So you
Mm.
can understand, when there is no listing, there is less stringency. That means I mean to say less regulation. But with good fund managers, these guys also get good, they promise good returns. And before investing into any, so private equity due diligence, that means अगर वो invest करेंगे तो पहले अच्छे से पूरा cross verify करेंगे. So because of high leverage, high advantage typically used by private equity funds, investors should consider how interest rates and availability of capital may affect any required refinancing of portfolio company debt. So sir, agar what they are saying is, what is due diligence before investing, cross verifying or
Mm.
doing a good research.
Mm.
So because of the high leverage advantage, that means they can provide debt finance also to the company. Typically used by private equity funds, investors should consider how interest rates and availability of capital may affect any required refinancing of portfolio company debt. मतलब suppose there is a company in which these guys have invested. अब ये company को debt finance चाहिए. So debt finance, they may these company has to arrange. So either these guys may give the debt finance, they may get interest also. Am I right? So that
Mm.
case, what is the interest rate these guys are charging? That should be seen. So choice of manager is quite important, and many of the factors we listed for hedge funds due diligence also apply to private equity fund investments. Specifically, the operating and financial experience of the manager, the valuation methods used, incentive fee structure, and drawdown procedures are all important areas to investigate prior to investing. मतलब अगर आपको एक कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट करना है जिसमें प्राइवेट इक्विटी भी है या प्राइवेट इक्विटी फंड में आपको इन्वेस्टर के जैसे जाना है तो प्रॉपरली ड्यू डिलिजेंस करके जाना है उसका. We have already finished the real estate yesterday. Commodities. Sir, commodities are one of the alternative investments, like apart from stock, real estate, or forming a private equity and investing in some potential companies. Commodities are also one of the investment options. Very good options. Okay, you have a lot of commodities: gold, crude oil, zinc, copper, aluminium. Many of them exist, and you can directly trade in them in the stock market, and you can take the help of derivatives also, commodity derivatives, to invest in them. You can take futures, forward option, and swaps of all these commodities. Okay, that means if I want to invest in gold, I can take gold futures. I can short gold futures. I can take long gold futures. I want to hold for long period of time and then sell, or I want to sell after some point of time. Okay, so anything I can do. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Now, yeah. Exchange traded funds. These are nothing but these are trading in stock market. These are suitable for investors who are limited to buying equity shares. ETF can invest in commodities or commodity futures and can track prices or indices. Matlab, these are the funds. If you put your money into this, these are commodity exchange trade funds. They invest your money in the commodities, correct, or commodity futures, and then you can track the prices or the indices, how this movement is, what kind of movement you are seeing in the fund. Agar aapko fund bullish sentiment hai, if it is the fund is rising, you can sell your share in that, correct.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of directly investing in future by taking the gold futures, you can go for gold ETFs. Equity that are directly linked to a commodity. So include shares of a commodity producer. मतलब suppose कोई कंपनी है सर, Aramco, Saudi Aramco. So Saudi Aramco is a crude oil producer, correct? They extract crude oil. Either you can invest in this company's stocks. Hello?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And with the profits what that company earns, you can enjoy your returns. Managed future funds, so are actively managed. Some managers concentrate on specific sectors like agricultural commodities, while others are more diversified. Managed future funds can be structured as limited partnerships with fees like those of hedge funds. सर ये मैनेज्ड मतलब आपका मैनेजमेंट करेंगे वो लोग, कमोडिटीज में पैसे डाल के उसको मैनेज करेंगे, आपको रिटर्न्स देंगे जस्ट लाइक हेज फंड्स. And the restrictions on number of net worth and liquidity of investors, they have restriction actually, कितने लोग आना है, restricted fund है. So they can also be structured like mutual funds with shares that are publicly traded. Sir, what they do is they invest, sir, they will buy all the commodities, correct.
Yeah.
इसका एक फंड बनाएंगे, ठीक है, और इसका एक फंड बना के आपको बेचेंगे, करेक्ट. हेलो सर,
Yeah,
व्हाट इज अ
yes.
म्यूचुअल फंड? म्यूचुअल फंड इज नथिंग बट the mutual fund companies will buy the stocks of various companies, and वो लोग ये पूरे stocks का एक एवरेज में एक फंड, एक शेयर बना के आपको बेच देते हैं, और इनका पोर्टफोलियो रहता है, ये पूरा ये पोर्टफोलियो का वैल्यू बढ़ता, फंड का वैल्यू बढ़ता, करेक्ट और रॉन्ग?
Yes.
हेलो,
Yes.
वैसे ही है सर ये भी, बट ये कमोडिटीज में है, दैट्स इट.
Okay.
एंड प्रोफेशनली मैनेज करते मैनेजर्स, फंड मैनेजर्स.
Okay.
Individual managed accounts provide an alternative to pooled funds for high net individuals and institutions. Accounts are tailored to the needs of the specific investor. मतलब इंडिविजुअल मैनेज्ड अकाउंट्स मतलब आपका पैसा आप लगाओ इनके पास, ये इन्वेस्ट करेंगे, आपको रिटर्न्स ला के देंगे एज पर योर नीड्स. एंड स्पेशलाइज्ड फंड्स इन स्पेसिफिक कमोडिटी सेक्टर्स, मतलब ये कुछ पर्टिकुलर सेक्टर्स में ही फंड्स रहेगा सर. मतलब सपोज ग्रेन्स या प्रेशियस मेटल्स या इंडस्ट्रियल मेटल्स, इनका एक पोर्टफोलियो रहेगा. मतलब दिस गाइज विल बी बाइंग देम, उसका एक फंड बना के दे विल सेल यू इनके प्राइसेस इंक्रीज हुए तो वो आपको रिटर्न्स देते रहेंगे. ओके
ओके.
सर, जैसे गोल्ड बॉन्ड्स, गोल्ड के आते ना सर, गोल्ड के लाइक सर्टिफिकेट्स आते, या these are nothing but funds only. Instead of physically buying this, you are buying the fund, that's it. ये इनके प्राइसेस राइज हुए तो आपको भी मिलता बेनिफिट. हेलो.
Okay. Yes, yes.
ये देखिए सर, एक बार रीड करिए इसको. 2 minutes, I'll just have some water. Just the same like mutual funds, sir, except stocks, these guys have commodities, that's it, as their portfolio. Yeah. So of the various asset classes like equity, debt, gold, real estate, investing in commodities is not so common among Indian investors. While most investors seek to diversify their investment portfolio across various asset classes, commodities were somewhat left behind. So they have a commodity mutual funds. So before we look into commodity funds, let's understand commodities. We know that all this. There is also increase in the rise of the commodity. There's also increase in the commodity prices. So commodity fund is a mutual fund invest in trade of particular commodity. So like we can see the commodity funds, natural resource funds, future funds, combination funds. So there will be a net asset value of that. Okay, what is net asset value? Assets minus liabilities, sir. NAV. What is
Yes.
NAV?
Yeah.
ऑलरेडी मैं आपको म्यूचुअल फंड्स का वीडियो दिया ना सर.
हाँ दिए थे.
गॉन एक बार गए ना आप उसको, गॉन थ्रू इट.
Yes, yes, I have. Yeah, fund. This thing ना. Fund assets minus fund liabilities were total share outstandings.
एक बार फिर
अब
से जाइए सर उस पर.
yes, yes. ये ना. Assets minus liabilities by total share outstanding.
Yeah, here we have NAV. Assets minus liabilities रहता. Suppose if you want to buy this much worth of mutual fund and NAV ये है तो okay, NAV will see the formula of that. It's understandable. Assets minus The liabilities actually divided by the number of outstanding units. That is NAV. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, yes, yes. Number of
Yeah.
outstanding units. Fine.
So there will be a value of that. आप वो NAV पे purchase करते हैं वो fund को. तो these are like commodities का NAV रहता सर. कमोडिटीज का एसेट्स कितना है कंपनी के पास, उसके पीछे वो फंड वो लोन पे लेके आया क्या कमोडिटीज को. सी यू विल बी बाइंग कमोडिटीज ना, दैट कंपनी विल बी बाइंग कमोडिटीज, so they may
Yes.
have some liability also. Minus
Yeah.
liabilities, they'll get
Yeah.
some value divided by number of units. That will give you the fund value.
Yeah. Yeah.
सो रिटर्न्स क्या आता सर, आपको अगर कमोडिटी का वैल्यू अगर बड़ा बढ़े तो आपका फंड भी आपको अच्छा वैल्यू देता, करेक्ट, बट वोलेटिलिटी रहता, डिमांड के ऊपर भी रहता.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So they have given the commodities what exist and उसमें investment क्या कर सकते हैं, we already seen. Sir, infrastructure investments is nothing but like you have invested in real estate. आप real estate देखे ना अपन.
Mm.
Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Likewise, people can invest in infrastructure investments like roads, airports, ports. Like सर अभी अमरावती है, अमरावती सिटी को बिल्ड करने के लिए चंद्रबाबू नायडू has come up with a concept of Amravati bonds, you know.
Okay.
अमरावती बॉन्ड्स फ्लोट करा, सो यू कैन इन्वेस्ट इन दैट. अच्छा, म्यूनिसिपल बॉन्ड्स भी, म्यूनिसिपल म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन म्यूनिसिपल अथॉरिटीज विल इश्यू म्यूनिसिपल बॉन्ड्स, यू कैन बाय देम, दे विल गिव यू रिटर्न्स.
Yeah.
ओके. सो ये पोर्ट्स बनाने के लिए, एयरपोर्ट बनाने के लिए, ऑल दिस दे हैव सम बॉन्ड्स और दे वांट funds, so they will go with the equity or they'll issue bonds to you, you can invest in them. And
Yes.
these guys whatever after building they will be using them, correct, for business purpose, and उससे वो जो रिटर्न्स आएगा वो आपको पास ऑन करेंगे.
Yeah.
ग्रीनफील्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट्स, ब्राउनफील्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट्स, सिंपल है सर, ये तो जनरल है. सर अभी हम लोग यहाँ तक कर लेते हैं.
Okay.
लेट अस डू द अदर अल्टरनेटिव इन्वेस्टमेंट्स टुमारो. लास्ट सेशन है सर, कल कल फिनिश कर देंगे इसको.
Okay.
Like jewelry, watches, tomorrow we'll take a last session of this.
ठीक है. Tomorrow what time?
हाँ सर.
कल कौन सा टाइम बोल रहे हैं?
हेलो
या जैन कल कौन सा टाइम बोल रहे हैं आप?
सर, कल 1 o'clock करेंगे सर, 1 o'clock फिनटेक करेंगे कल, और फिर आपके साथ एक और सेशन ले लेता हूँ मैं शाम को.
मॉर्निंग ले लेंगे क्या 11 o'clock को?
सर कल
11.
सर 1 o'clock सर, मेरे को इंस्टीट्यूट है सर.
ओके ओके फाइन.
डॉट 1 o'clock सर, मैं करेक्ट 1 को कुछ भी करके टाइम पे क्लास ले लेता हूँ सर.
1 o'clock
ओके.
क्या?
हेलो.
ओके ओके.
या एंड इवनिंग देन 4 or 4:30 something we'll take this last session of this, we'll wind up this one.
ठीक है. या.
Okay sir, good night.
या बाय.